What's up everyone, Evo Revolution here, and today I'm going to be ranking all the Gen 5 Pokemon, but this time I'm going to be doing it with their shiny forms. Now, I did go through this list before I even started, and quite frankly, this is probably not going to be a good one either. A lot of these shinies I was just kind of like, oh, ew, okay, but I've ranked all the lists so far, I've ranked all the Pokemon, I ranked all the shiny forms, so I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, got the tier list made up, you know, S to perfect, F to really bad, not available. I don't want to rank the Megas or the Gigantamax forms because it's the first time actually a Gigantamax form has showed up on the list. I don't want to do those yet. I want to save those for another video. We'll go ahead and get started with Victini. And Victini's doesn't change much, but I still like it. I still think it's a nice white. I think it's enough change on the actual main color of it to where I think it's likable. I do believe that the Snivy line in general has good coloring. I think they're all likable. I might not like the Pokemon in general, but the colors are nice. Tepig is meh. I don't feel too much towards it. Pignite is actually a great, like, honestly, I love the change in the purple. Other than that, I mean, I know there's not much of change, but change it to purple. I like purple, so. With Emboar, I'm always going to love a shiny that changes the fire color. And I honestly think that they did such a great job with Emboar that it deserves an S tier ranking. From what I saw on this list, there might not be that many, so maybe I'm just being generous. Oshawott, I don't even notice anything different. Barely. I think it turned lighter. Duwat, same thing. Samurott, same thing. The entire line, just, I don't see a complete notable change in the shinies. It's meh. Patrat. Patrat, it's a dark, it turns darker, blue eyes, and that's pretty cool. Watchdog, it's gonna be about the same. I'll go ahead and slap it right there in the B because I like it, because it changes quite a bit. Lillipup, Herdier, and Stoutland, I'm not the biggest fans of. Purloin, I don't think is that good. Lillipard, I think it's good. Actually, I actually love that a lot. I think that's a really nice color scheme that they changed into. Instead of the purple turning into a nice red, I dig it. Unfortunately for me, the monkeys are weird because they turn the pre-evolutions lighter and they change the final evolutions darker. And honestly, I just don't like these monkeys at all, too, even if they're shiny forms. I don't care that much. Munna, I love the green on this thing. I love how it changes like drastically and keeps the pattern and everything. I think it's great. Musharna, I don't think changes that much. I'm slapping it down in there. P-Dove is going to go right here. Tranquil, I'm honestly going to rank it higher because even though I don't care for it, it's at least notably different. And Pheasant's bad. Both forms are bad. None of them are good. Blitzel, it turns blue. So, black to blue, I think it's a good change. And Zebstrika kind of turns into like a purplish red, but I don't think it's purplish red enough for me to put it any higher than B. Roggenrola is a A-tier shiny. The purple looks beautiful on it. Boldore and Gigalith, S-tier, perfect shinies. The coloring of that blue and changing it to purple works so well. Absolutely phenomenal shiny. Woobat and Swoombat, they're whatevs. They whatever. Drillbur, whatever. Excadrill, though, I love that shiny. I think it's a very great color change, and I think they did a great job with that one. Oddno is gonna go into the B tier because it's purple enough. It changed colors enough for me to go, okay, it's worth putting in here. Timber, Girder, and Conkeldurr definitely are gonna be over here. It's the C tier. Temple is an A tier. I love the change to yellow or orange. I think it's yellow for Temple. The orange from, like, I can't remember what the other colors are, but they changed pretty good. These colors changed pretty well. So I think they deserve a spot up here in A. Thor and Throw. I think Throw could have been done better instead of turning it orange. And I'm only putting Sock here because it's purple, but I still don't care for it that much. Seawaddle, Levani, and Swaloon. They're kind of meh. They're meh shinies. Nothing really that special. Venipede. I'm going to slap Venipede down here at C. Whirlipede is actually going to go into the B tier because I think it changes with the lighting or the circles. I think the circle colors change quite a bit, which makes me enjoy it. Scolipede, I think, is an A tier shiny. I think it changes a lot. Good enough, especially to be a A tier shiny. The purple to the red is very nice. Then you got Cottony. Cottony I'm going to put in the B tier because I like it. I think it changes decently enough to where, okay, that's cool. Whimsicott, however, no, I don't think it changes enough for me to justify putting it any higher than C. Petalilly, we could put you in C. Lilligant is definitely a C. The Basculin line's a C. Sandile, I think Sandile is a B, and Croc and Crocodile are both A tier shinies. I don't think they're perfect, but I do think they're very good. Darmanitan I like how it turns into kind of a lighter, almost pinkish color, and Darmanitan turning into a darker, close to like turning into like a burgundy red. That's really cool. And honestly, Zenmon Darmanitan definitely deserves to be in a B tier. I like how it changes from that kind of like a, I don't even know how we can describe it, kind of like a light blue to like this dark blue. I think it changes pretty nicely. Maractus, I honestly think was good. I think Maractus was a good change. More of a tropical cactus, and I think it works really well. Dwebble, I barely noticed a change on it. Crustle, on the other hand, I definitely think it's a B tier shiny. I think I would say it's close to A, but I think they could have done a little bit more with the rock and the stone, but I think it's good. I think it's really good. Not enough change on Scraggy. And then Scrafty, I think it's enough to be a C tier. Sigilyph kind of turns tropical a little bit, so we're gonna slap you in the B tier. Yanmask, I get Yanmask at B. Wakafarigus is definitely an A tier shiny. The coffin changes from like a white to a white and purple with purple hands sticking out. Just an awesome shiny overall. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slap Tortuga and Caracosta in C tier, Archeops and Archon and Archeops right in C, Trubbish and Garbodor. Garbodor I'll actually go ahead and slap in the B tier because at least it changes enough for me to actually somewhat like it. But Zora, that blue is beautiful on it, and the purple hair is phenomenal on Zoroark. Definitely agree that these are two S tier shinies. Minccino, putting in C. Chinchino, I'm putting in the C. I don't really care for the Gothorita, Gothitelle, Gothita line, so they can go there. The Duosion, other than the aura around them, they don't change, and I don't like that. Ducklet changes a lot into a pinkish, purplish duck, and I think it definitely deserves to be in the A tier. Swan, on the other hand, doesn't look like it changes to me, so I'm definitely slapping it down to the D tier. Vanillite, I think it changes enough, but I'm definitely only going to put it no higher than C. While Vanillish and Vanillux are definitely D tier, because I noticed very little change. I'm putting Deerling and Sawsbuck in the C tier, because I think they change barely enough to make it noticeable, but that's about as far as I'd go with it. Emolga is a C tier. Carablast is an A tier, or B tier, because I like it. I think it changes enough for it to look cool. Exceldrier, no, I'm not a fan of it. I even think the normal one's better. Fungus and Amoonguss are honestly A tier Pokemon, changing the red to blue, making it Great Ball theme, kind of like Voltorb, but Voltorb's way cooler, so I'm not going to put them any higher. Jellicent and Frillish, they just kind of changed pigments a little bit, so nothing overly spectacular, but nothing to write home about. Jellicent, that almost becomes a B. You know what? I do like that. I do like that. I'm looking at it now, and I do like that. Almaldo, definitely, I don't like it. Joltik, I think, is a C tier, while Galvantula is also C. Enough of a change to be noticeable, but not enough for me to want to put it any higher. Theraseed, I don't think is that good. I don't notice an over much of a change. However, Theraforn, turning to gold and red, awesome shiny. Clink, Clank, and Klinklank, just C tier average Pokemon. Temple, Electric are over here, and Electros, I think is B. I think it's a B tier. I think it's good enough. Belgium and Elgium, definitely D tier. I don't think they change enough for me to warrant a, ooh, that looks super cool. Now I'm gonna go ahead and say that these guys, probably, honestly, arguably one of the best Pokemon designs in Generation 5, because you got Litwick is an S tier, Lampet is an A tier, Chandelure is definitely an S tier shiny. Honestly, without a doubt. I'm looking at this list now, and I'm actually doing better than what I thought. I might have gave Generation 5 not enough credit. Axew, I think Axew is an A tier shiny. I think it changes a lot to make it look really good. Fracture is definitely an A tier, and Haxorus, without a doubt, is an S tier shiny. Honestly, yeah, one of the best shinies, without a doubt. Cubchoo is definitely a B tier, while Beartic's kind of a C tier. Cryogonal, I think it turns into a brighter snowflake, which is really cool. Shelmet is definitely a C tier, because I don't notice enough change in it. Exceligor, though, I definitely think it's an A tier shiny. Close to S, but I think it's an A tier, honestly. Stunkfish, I'd say it's a B tier, because it's cool. Meanfu and Meanchow, they're B tier. Like, they got some good shinies. Dredigan's a B tier. It changes a lot, but I think they could have went with a better color scheme. Golett and Golurk are really cool shinies. I think they're almost S tier. Ponward and Bisharp are without a doubt S tier shinies. Some of the best looking ones, just changed from red to blue, and a nice dark blue at that. Phenomenal. Bouffalant, kind of a C tier. Rufflet, definitely a C tier. Braviary, S tier. Changing the red to the blue, again, and I mean, it's always labeled as a patriotic bird, so changing it to blue was the perfect choice. Volbeat, C. Mandibuzz, C. Heatmore, C. Durant, C. Deano, they're all going in the same rank, but I'm going to go ahead and slap them all in the A tier. I think they could. I think the green was good, but I feel like to a certain degree, I felt like they could have chose something different, but I think the green looks great. Larvesta and Volcarona, I think they're B tier. I think they could have chose a different color, but I still think it's nice and a definitely notable shiny difference. Now we're back to the legendaries. Cobalion, kind of a C tier, because I think it could have changed more. Terrakion, I like it. I think it changes enough for me to like get a vibe from it. Be like, okay, that's actually really cool. Virizion changes a lot, and I actually think the pink is really a nice touch up on Virizion. So I definitely think it's worth the A ranking. Unfortunately, Tornadus, I don't like any of the forms. I don't think it changes enough. The Genie, Thundurus, even though it's purple, it's still hard for me to get behind it. So I'm going to put it in the C tier. And Reshiram and Zekrom are arguably terrible shinies. I'm going to put them both in C because they could have been so much better. They change enough, but they could have been a lot better. And then Landorus, meh. I don't care for it that much. Kyurem, C tier. I think it's good enough, but that's about as high as I go with it. Then you got the fusions that I'll go ahead and throw them in the C tier, because I don't really care for them that much. Keldeo, both forms, I'd slap it down at the C. Meloetta line, I'd slap them down in the C. And I think Genesect is an S tier. I honestly do. I think that's a really good color on Genesect, and I think they really match that well. And now, like I said, now I'm looking at this tier list, and I actually have a different opinion. Maybe I really did feel like I didn't give Gen 5 enough credit, because there was more shinies that I really thought that I wasn't going to enjoy when I was first actually looking at the list. But now the tough part is to actually go through and rank these shinies. But I think the best way to start it would be to for sure rank the ones that I think are the best up front. Without a doubt, like with no hesitation, I would probably slap on you guys. Emboar, even though, no, actually, I would say Lampit's the line. Lickitt's the line. Yeah. Litwick is the line. And then Pawniard is literally right in front. Zoroark is going to be right here. You'll be right there. Theraseed's going to be, Therathorn's going to be right there. Emboar will be right here. Zoroark will be right here. Bulldor is going to be right there. I believe that then I would slap Genesect right there. Gigalith, I'd go ahead and put right here. There. Yeah, okay. I think right there. I think that right there is how I would rank my S tier shinies. And I think overall, this is my list altogether. Well, that'll go ahead and wrap up this list. I appreciate you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this type of content. And please let me know in the comment section below if you believe that there were Pokemon that were ranked too high or they were ranked too low. Honestly, this list kind of surprised me on which Pokemon that I thought were honestly high. When I scanned through, I really thought that there were going to be less Pokemon that I thought were going to be up there, and there was actually more. So I personally was thoroughly surprised. And even though Generation 5 was kind of when I started questioning whether or not I was a fan of Pokemon anymore, I still continued to stick with it. And I do believe that Pokemon has came out with great lists of generations, as well as some of my favorite design Pokemon from Generation 6 onward. But that'll go ahead and wrap up this video, and I can't wait to do Generation 6 with you guys at a later date. But until then, later.